Mm. YouTube and Instagram is the only two places I can go live right now. I can't go live on TikTok anymore. Um, Back in March, I was picking up my mother-in-law from JFK. She was coming from Jamaica. I had my daughters in the car with me. My wife went to go get her mom, and daughters come out. Yeah, my wife had went to go in the terminal to pick her up, and I had my youngest daughter. She was one at the time. She was just jumping up in my lap or whatever. Just they were just jumping around in the car. She was going from up here to the front of the car to back with her other two sisters, and then it was three people watching the live. I wasn't really doing much. We were just talking about, waiting for my mother-in-law to get off her flight and come, see us. And then next thing you know, I get a notification from TikTok saying your live has been banned. Your live access is banned due to child endangerment or child exploitation. And I've been hitting up TikTok since March, asking them, if they can restore my live access. No luck. They keep telling me I'm permanently banned. I'm permanently banned due to child exploitation, explicit activity. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, my daughter was literally just up here with me. I was playing with her. She was jumping around in front of the car. I just had the phone sitting on the dash. Had my two other daughters in the back. They were all playing. It's like, y'all just banned my live for no reason. The last video I was able to record on TikTok was me showing my wife and my daughters my neighborhood in East New York, where I grew up at when I was, from 5 years old up until I was 11 before I moved to Philly. And they just banned my live. Just banned my live access. Just cut that off from me. Like, no explanation or nothing. They keep saying, after a review, we've come to our decision that your live access will be permanently banned. You're not allowed to make live videos on TikTok anymore. So I had to make me a new TikTok account. I barely have any followers on there. I probably have like 13, 16 followers on that TikTok. But I might have to just use that TikTok now to make live videos, once I get my followers up. Hey, how you doing, Rambos? Yeah. But yeah, man, I started this live because yo, what's up, Swear? You ask me if I eat apples. I eat apples when I feel like it. All fruits are good. If it's a fruit and it's beneficial, I'll eat it. It don't matter. Yeah, the title of this live is you can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I wonder if my Bluetooth is connected. Yeah, my Bluetooth not connected. Can you hear me now? I swear. Nice. Yeah. Oh, it's damn complex, man. Some of these people out here weird as hell, boy. Weird. God bless the day. God bless the day. God bless. I'm gonna try to talk louder so you can hear me properly. I always been told that, oh, you talk loud, you talk. Maybe it's my anxiety or whatever. Public speaking. Like if I'm talking to my wife or if I'm talking to family members or people that I know or trust or whatever, I can speak without a problem. Or if I'm mad. Those are the only times I can talk loud, is if I'm upset or if I'm passionate about something and upset. Oh yeah, you definitely gonna hear my mouth. But it is what it is. Yeah, God bless the day when I'm in my own house and I don't have to deal with living at an apartment complex anymore. You know what I mean? Have a garage. Like the last apartment I had it in Maryland. It was in Elkton, Maryland, but it got flooded out. That apartment got flooded, due to a sprinkler going off. It just went off and flooded the whole apartment. We got a settlement check from our insurance company. They gave us $7,000, $7,900 they gave us. We took some of that money and we moved back to Delaware. I was living in Delaware previous in 2023, moved to Elkton in 2020, at the end of 2023, and had to leave Elkton this year. Went right across the border back to Delaware, and now I'm back in Delaware at another apartment complex. The last apartment complex I was living in, I had a garage. I had a 2-car garage. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It was 1,400 square foot. So now I'm back in a smaller unit. I have 5 kids. 2 of my kids don't live with me now because of the space. My sons don't live with me. It's just me and my daughters right now. Yeah. It's just me and my daughters, my 3 daughters, my wife, and my 2 sons. They staying with my mom. That's the situation right now. Yeah. Yep. It's weird. It's hard for me to even make YouTube videos anymore, or just content in general, because what am I making content about? Nobody wants to go on anybody's page and all they talking about is like a fucked up life. I think that's the one thing that's stopping me from making content. And the one thing, it's probably the wrong reason, but the one thing that's pushing me to make content is the fact that you can make money off of it. And that's a problem too, man. When we too busy chasing the buck, that's when it gets depressing, because now we're focusing on what we don't have. So it's like, once you find out, oh yeah, you can get monetized on YouTube and you get paid every month, all you got to do is make good content. Like, damn, if I can make just a bomb ass video, if I can make this bomb ass video, I can make money. I can pay all these bills that I got backed up. I can pay my rent or my mortgage on time. I can make my car note payments or whatever. You know what I mean? Now you're not focused on the purpose of the content. It's like you're not focused on making authentic content. It's like now you're willing to do anything just to get some views. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that make good content or shock value content just so I can make money. No, I want to make content that's gonna either change the world or change people's lives or motivate people to do better, because that's a blessing. If you can motivate people to do better in life, that's the best thing. That's a gift right there. If you have the ability to inspire people to become better with just examples of your life. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a hypocrite, so it's like I've been a little bit shaken up about YouTube content and making content on YouTube or whatever, or even on TikTok, because it's like now I'm doing it because I know how much money I can make. You don't want to just be chasing the money, man. It's like we always got to be chasing money. That's how fucked up it is. It's like a lot of people wouldn't do certain shit if there was no money in it. That's crazy. Like, a lot of people wouldn't do certain things if no money was involved. But it's like, once you find out money is involved, it's like, yeah, let me do this. I mean, I always wanted to be a content creator. Don't get me wrong. Like, this YouTube page I'm on right now, I had this page since I was 15. I made this page in high school. I'm 32 right now. I had this page for like 16 years. Literally, I had this page for 16 years. I started posting train content on there, train simulator content back in 2009, 2010, and the next time I posted a video was in 2019 when I got my job at SEPTA. There's a video on there of me in a conductor's booth on the train coming out of a tunnel. Yeah, That's what I was doing. From 2010 to 2009, I wasn't posting nothing on my YouTube. I didn't feel like I could do anything. I didn't know what to do with my YouTube. I would watch videos on YouTube, but I wouldn't post any videos on YouTube. Instead, I would post on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. But I got to a point in my life where it's like I'm tired of watching other people's content. Because, like, when you got your phone in your hand, you're really just scrolling, looking at other people's content while you could be making content about your life. And you don't necessarily have to do it for the money. You could just do it because that's what you want to do. Like, you're interested in making content because that's what you want to do. Like, you're not worried about making money off of it. You just want to make content. Yeah. The rat race. You and a bunch of other rats racing to get that cheese. That's what it is right now. It's all about the money. It ain't about the passion anymore. It ain't about doing it just to do it because you want to do it, because you like to do it. You're doing it for the money now. I don't want to be that person. But I know one thing for sure, if I'm going to make content on here or any social media platform, it's going to be raw and authentic, and it's going to be me, and it's going to be how I feel. I'm not living to please anybody. I'm not apologizing to anybody. I'm not playing on the sidelines. I'm not watching out on whose toes. Man, listen, I step on people's toes without even trying to step on anybody's toes, man. Just my presence is enough to trigger some people. I don't even talk a lot. I'm not even a loud person. I don't run my mouth a lot. I'm not always trying to be the center of attention, but just my presence, that enough is enough to trigger people. Men and women, especially men. Women, they're always gonna find something to, y'all just easily scared of stuff. 'Cause, it's a feminine thing, but like we're living in a time where men are triggered by other men that just exist. Like you can walk in a certain room. I don't know if there's a lot of dudes that can relate, but you could walk in certain rooms and you could feel the vibes by certain guys. They're scared to make eye contact with you. They scared to like if you greet them, they respond. But I remember Method Man said something on that one song on the Wu-Tang Clan album. I forgot the name of that song. I think it's damn. That's that second Wu-Tang Clan album when he was like, "Yeah, I see you all in the back, scared to speak, but speak because you scared." Yeah, that's how most dudes are nowadays when you talk to them. It's like, and I ask myself, do I really have social anxiety? Or maybe I'm feeding off the energy of a lot of people in the world today. Like, do I really have social anxiety? Do I really have anxiety? Or I've brainwashed myself to see myself in a certain type of light, so I start moving a certain type of way. Because at heart, I'm not an anxious person. I'm a happy person. I'm a fun person. I like playing around. I like laughing. I love to laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, I used to watch a lot of comedy movies, man. A lot of my favorite movies growing up: Rush Hour, Friday, the Friday trilogy, the Rush Hour series, all about the Benjamins, like real comedy. Listening to a Martin Lawrence comedy, a Chris Rock comedy, you name it, man. The legends. Like I love to laugh. I love jokes. All the Wayne Brothers movies. Those are my type of comedy movies. Shit that make fun of real shit. Like a movie like Don't Be a Menace to South Central. I love those type of movies that can have dark humor about real shit. That's me. That's my type of comedy right there. So it's like, how the hell did I become this person that's just quiet? Don't want to be outside. Don't want to be around people. I mean, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from New York. I'm from the best city in the country. I'm the greatest city in the country. I don't care who want to disagree with that. Everybody wants to go to New York once a time in their life. Like, I'm from the greatest city. Like, have y'all ever met a New Yorker before? They're not shy people. Men and women alike. White, black, Hispanic, West Indian. If you're a New Yorker, you from New York, like, any city you go to and you meet somebody that's outgoing, they steal the show. They're the light of the party. I guarantee you that person is from New York. There's a 7 out of 10 chance that person is from New York. But then I look at myself and it's like, yo, how did I become this shallow, dry, dull, anxious person? Because I wasn't really like that as a kid. Like, I might have been told I was ugly, or I talked too much, or I played too much, or this and that. And then I might have let that shit get to me and say, oh, you know what? Let me play the back now. Let me be that quiet, mysterious, down low, don't put itself out there too much type of guy. Because people is, they triggered by me. They triggered by your presence. They triggered by your energy. Your energy is too loud. So I started living to please people. At the same time doing that ain't enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. You can't please everybody. I had to learn that shit the hard way. I'm 32 now. I spent most of my life, most of my 20s, man. I spent most of my 20s. I'm in my early 30s right now, but I'm finally breaking out of that shit. But I spent most of my 20s avoiding stepping on other people's toes. Don't want to say too much because I don't want to trigger the wrong response. And you know what's crazy? You know what's people's biggest issue with me throughout my 20s and up until now? I don't like him. He's too quiet, or he don't say much. Imagine that. So imagine you being a kid, right? And people telling you, oh, why you talking so much? Oh, why you always laughing? Yo, people used to tell me I laugh too much. Hey, how you doing, Millie? People used to tell me I laugh too much. I'm always smiling. As a kid, this is what I heard. I'm talking like from kindergarten up until middle school. Middle school is when this personality started. When I moved to Philly, was my life in? Oh, tripping. Yeah, that's when I developed this personality. When I moved to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I got so much resentment for that city. If you're from Philly, don't take it personal. I don't know you. I don't have no issue with you. Just know when I lived in Philly, that's when I developed this fucked up, anxious, shy, intimidating, want to look tough type, don't talk to me, resentful, want to be seen but don't want to be seen type personality. And that's not me at heart. And Jim Carrey said something that I love. He said, depression is your body is saying, fuck this shit. I don't want to be this person. That's real. And that's part of the reason why I've been so depressed and stressed out in my 20s. I'm 32 and look at my hair. Look at that. You should see how I looked 10 years ago. A whole scalp hair. I was able to get fades. I could have get twisted if I want to. But stress made my hair fall out. Always thinking about the world. Always worrying about shit that's not even happening to me. Telling myself a story in my head. Creating scenarios in my head. And manifesting them. And then when they manifest, I'm like, yo, why does this keep happening? Because this is the story that I believe about myself. So being a New York dude, moving to Philly is the type of place where it's like, you gotta subscribe to whatever energy is out there. You can't have your own type of energy. Or else they're gonna say, oh, Bull weird, I don't like Bull. Bull different. What's wrong? What he do? Nothing, I just don't like Bull. Like, he weird. What he do? What did he like? What's wrong with him? He don't dress funny. He always got a fresh cut. He ain't ugly. What's wrong with him? I just don't like Bull. Bull weird. What they really mean is you different. Like, you gotta, whoever is the cool person or the lit person in Philly, that's who you gotta subscribe to. I'm from a city where we set our own fucking trends. We don't follow trends. We set trends. Some of the biggest names in entertainment, whether it's acting, athletics, music, it's from New York. Everybody knows that. I'm not saying that there's not other talent in other cities, but it's just something about New York. It's like it's this energy of creativity, drive, hustle, you name it, man. That's where I'm from. That's me. So when I step into a new city, it's like all eyes on me without trying to be seen. I'm not looking for attention. Sometimes I just want to go to Acme and buy some goddamn lactated milk for my daughter, and I got eyes on me by men and women. White and black, Spanish, you name it. I got eyes on me already. And then when you make eye contact with them, it's like, oh, like what the fuck? Like damn. So it's like you start feeding off of any. It's like you don't even know how to read certain people sometimes. It's like it's weird. Can't even explain it, man. It's a weird energy. But maybe the thing is, you gotta have your own. You gotta know who you are at the end of the day, man. Like a lot of us been told shit about ourselves that's not even true. A lot of us have been told lies about ourselves that's not even true. It's like when you look back, the things that people used to complain about you, they're your superpowers. Like whatever you was teased for growing up, whatever people kept coming at you about growing up, whether it's you talk too much or you always laughing, you always smiling, you always goofing off this and that, that's what's needed from you. But you were told that you didn't need those things, or you're not supposed to have those things by people who didn't love themselves, who hated themselves, so they project that onto you. So now here you are, grown ass man, 30 something years old, with all this childhood trauma that you carrying on, and depression and worry, self-doubt, self-neglect, whatever it is, you name it, that you learned from other people who was going through it who was going through it themselves. They were dealing with that themselves, but they project that onto you, innocent you, just young, just trying to be a kid, just trying to be a child, trying to be yourself, trying to formulate your own identity in this world at the most important times of your life. Instead of people pouring into you, they took from you. So now here you are trying to gain all of that back. And it's a fight. It's a fight because you're going against programming now. You're going against that program. You're fighting against that program. You're fighting against that program that was installed on you, man. It's not easy. It's not. You're fighting against a program, so it's going to take some time for you to get back into that headspace. And you know, don't turn to the weed, the psychedelics, the liquor, and all of that. It's gonna have to be done the organic way. And I say that because me myself, I've been messing with edibles over this whole summer. I was eating a lot of edibles. Like every day, I would eat an edible. I'm talking the 10 milligram THC CBD type edibles. Like there's a dispensary that I would go to in Maryland, and I would get my shit from. It'll be 10 edibles in there. Each of them is like 10 milligrams. And every time I would take them, I would just be in this bomb ass mood. I'd be laughing. Oh, it's even good when you have sex too. Like you don't have no worries. You ain't thinking about shit. Am I hard enough, or am I ready? Like none of that is in your mind. Like your mind is clear. It's better than liquor. But we want to be able to tap into that part of ourselves without the weed and the liquor or any type of drugs or any type of substance. We want to be able to do that organically. That's the superpower. That's the superpower. That's where it's at. When you can tap into that side of you organically without having to turn to drugs or any type of, substances. You want to tap back into that part of yourself. It's going to take some work, but you got to do it because that's who you really are at heart, man. A lot of us are like that. We're walking around talking about we're depressed, we have anxiety. I didn't started hearing about anxiety until 2016, 2017 when I was working at the post office. That's when I started hearing about anxiety. Like I would hear some people say it, and then I would look it up on YouTube, and I'm like, wait, is this what I have? Do I have anxiety? Is this the reason why I be so shy, or why I don't like public settings, or I don't like standing in crowds when they have group meetings? I'm instead of listening to what's being told to the group while we at work having a group meeting, I'm looking at people to see who's looking at me or if anybody's watching me or judging me. And it's like, damn, that's not who you are. And another thing is interesting, right? I remember when I was in high school, I was in the 10th or 11th grade. And this girl, I never forget this. She told me, well, she didn't tell me. She asked me, "Yo, Jamal, you got any friends?" Because I was always quiet. Like I would sit down. I wouldn't really say much to people. I would just sit down in class. I would either have my head down on the table, or I would just be quiet. And or I'll be acting like I'm doing something, like drawing on a piece of paper or doing a crossword puzzle. I'm not interacting with the other kids like that. I would talk if I'm spoken to. I would speak if I'm spoken to, but I wouldn't try to start conversations with people unless it's somebody that I really knew. But this girl, let me get back to that. So I'm going off. I'm running off on a tangent. This girl, she was like, "Yo, Jamal, you have any friends?" Like, nah, I ain't got no friends like that. Are you sure? Like, nah. I got a couple people that I speak to here and there. But she was like, "No, you look like the type." I asked because you look like the type of dude that would have a lot of friends. Like you just seem like that type of guy that's just known and popular. Like you look like you have the image of somebody that's like that. That's pretty much what she was saying. And I'm gonna go back to ninth grade. There's this girl that I had a crush on, right? I was crazy about this girl, man. I wanted to get with her so bad. I even told her I like her, and she thought it was cute, but she wound up going out with this other dude, and he got her pregnant. They're not together, and yeah, you know how that go. But I remember she said something to me because she saw how other dudes was treating me, and I was always one of the tallest dudes in every class that I was. So like they wouldn't fully like bully me, like I wouldn't get full blown bullied when I was in high school. But I'll have things said about me. I have dudes say certain stuff about me, but they wouldn't come out their way to like try to fight with me or anything like that. They wouldn't do that because they will always have this fear about me because of my size. Like I was in ninth grade, but I was always one of the tallest ninth graders in the ninth grade. So nobody would really like try to fight me type shit. They would like try to lure me into a fight, but they wouldn't try to like throw hands with me off the rip. But this girl, she saw that a lot of dudes used to like try to start shit with me or whatever on the low. And she was like, "Yo, Jamal, like, why you let these dudes talk to you like that or talk about you like that? And, like, you're not supposed to be going through that. Like, you're supposed to be running this shit. Like, you're supposed to be like one of them dudes that's calling the shots. Like, that's not you. Like, this personality that you walking around with, that's not you at heart. That's really not you." And now here I am, 32 years old, and I'm looking back at all of that, and it's like, yo, I really carried a personality that's not me. This is not me. I'm not this shy, shallow, dull, dry ass, um, you know, anxious. Like, I'm not this person, bro. This is not who I am at heart. This is not me. Because why is it when I'm home with my family, I have the biggest energy? When I'm home with my wife and kids, I have like a lot. Like, listen, it's funny because I met my wife in high school, right? And she's from Jamaica, and she came up. I remember in January of 2008, while I was in ninth grade. She's 2 years older than me, and when we started talking, boyfriend and girlfriend, I was like the energetic one in the relationship. Like she had energy, but I was like she would be on 6, I would be on 8 or 9, energetic wise. I was the energetic one. She was like the more laugh at what I say, listen to me type. But I did most of the talking. I was like the one who always started the conversation. I would always carry on the conversation, control the conversation type thing. I had most of the energy in the relationship. I was the energetic one in the relationship. I was the vibrant one. I was the one, you know, making all the jokes, setting the tone, bringing life to us. And then she carried that spirit for me as time went on. She became that person too. But when we met, she wasn't that loud. She was kind of quiet to some degree. Like she was quiet. But she was the one person that gave me that safe space to be the real me. And that's what I loved about her so much. That's what made me stick with her, because like finally I'm with a not only she was almost like a friend and a girlfriend at the same time. It was like, yes, I have that safe space. I have a female that accepts me for me. I don't need to worry about anybody else at this point. Like what the fuck? Like what else could I possibly be looking for in another woman? I have it all right here. Like that's the best thing any man can get, is a woman that accepts them for their authentic self. You don't have to put on a front for the woman that you're with. That's the best gift a man can have in a relationship. So I had that. I still have that to some degree. I say I still have that to some degree because I think she's gotten used to the person that I've become over the years, dealing with life battles and all of that type of shit, playing the sideline. And so it's like when I'm trying to step out of that and step back into my essence of who I really am when she met me, it's kind of like a fight. It's like a tug of war now. Yeah. But I'm not this person. I don't want to be this person anymore. I'm done. I'm tired of being this person. I'm tired of being this. Tired of being this person. I'm done, man. I'm done. I don't care about. Cause even when I'm this shy, not talking, not saying much, I'm still stepping on toes. I'm still triggering people. Can you imagine that? You staying out the way is offensive to people, especially if you have a job or a 9 to 5 job. Like when I was working at SEPTA in Philly on the railroad side, there's people that was. I remember when I was in training, they would always tell us, if you one of them quiet people that want to be by, like stick to yourself or not say much. When they say not say much, what they really saying is not greeting people. They're not talking about coming in and you don't want to greet people or say hi to anybody. What they mean is, if you're not one of those people that want to be up in everybody's face, gossiping, talking shit, running your mouth, they don't like that. You're not going to make it far in this company. You're going to have a target on your back. Can you imagine that? So what I'm getting from that now is, if I'm staying out the way, if I'm being quiet, if I'm being shy, or if I'm just doing my work but I'm not really socializing and fraternizing with everybody, I'm a problem. Not the fact that I know all the fucking lines in the SEPTA regional rail system, that I know all the stops, I make all my announcements, I collect all my fares, I greet everybody, I help everybody getting on and off the train. No, screw all that. Like that. He don't talk to anybody. So we're gonna make his career hard here. That was an eye-opener. That's when I really started considering, I need to make sure I find something. Every opportunity I get to take a leave or to be out for like a month or two, I took it. Just so I could do Amazon Flex. I took the opportunity so I could do Amazon Flex or sell sneakers on eBay. Or sell Nike products on eBay. Name brand products on eBay. Or start my box trucking business. Just so I can work by myself and pretty much just be that person that I've became over the time, because I kind of lost myself over the years, that funny, happy, smiling, energetic kid that I used to be. I lost that person over the years. So I got used to being this quiet, shallow, not really saying much type person. But just so I can be that person that I became over the years, let me start this business where I ain't got to deal with too much people. And I can't even say that I don't like people. That's a damn lie. It's not that I don't like people or I don't want to talk to people. It's just, man, it's you don't know who's who anymore. Nobody's themselves. I made a video on YouTube and on TikTok. I posted on both platforms. Why I don't really have male friends like that? Because like when you're talking to certain dudes nowadays, you're not really talking to them. You're talking to who they present themselves to be. It's not their authentic self. You can feel that vibe. And the ones who are like that, God bless them. But it's not many of them. It's a few. It's a rare commodity to see those type of men out there. Men who walk in their own light. Men who shine on their own. They don't have to be in a group all the damn time. It's like they can shine by themselves. Like you see them, you're like, yes, that's a stand-up dude right there, man. That's a straight up dude right there. I like that guy. Like you could just feel that energy. I'm big on energy. I can sense energy from a mile away, from a distance away, on men and women. That's me. I got the spirit of discernment. I can say that because I always feel shit. My problem is I will feel something, I will sense the vibes, but I will go against it and say, oh, maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe it's my anxiety. And it's not, sometimes it's not your anxiety. Sometimes you really are feeling some shit. Sometimes you really are seeing some shit. Yep. Sometimes you really are seeing some stuff. Like, trust your gut, trust the vibes, read the room. That's real shit right there. That's real. That is real. My life has been a cycle. Like tomorrow, I'm supposed to start a job at UPS, but at the same time, it's like, man, I really don't want to do it. It's needed right now for financial reasons, but at the same time, it's like once I start, that's all there is to it. That's all I have. Get up, go to work, deliver these boxes. Like, I worked for delivery companies in the past. I worked for Amazon. I worked for FedEx, FedEx Ground, FedEx Express. I worked for the post office. Like, I did all of that already, and I know what comes with that. And holiday season is coming up. There's gonna be a bunch of people trying to avoid doing certain work, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But it's like, if there's another way to do something else, something better, something more meaningful, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. But I've been going back and forth about this in my head. Like, I really don't want to be there tomorrow because I know it's gonna come, man. Like, I know these jobs already. It's always the same rhetoric. They always want to preach. They always want to preach community. We're a family. We're a team. We're all one. They always preach that shit. And you hear that and like you believe that and like, man, that sounds good. It sounds good the way they delivering that to you, the way they telling you that. And then next thing you know, you're that guy that get the hardest routes or you get the most work and you still get it done. You still finish all your assignments, you still deliver all your stuff like you're supposed to. And you're that guy after you do everything, you're the one that they calling to help somebody else who's taking their time, who's trying to run up the clock type shit. You were that guy that gotta go rescue somebody. Like if you're working for Amazon, like an Amazon DSP. You did everything that you're supposed to do. You deliver all your packages, you load all your bags, you set all your bags up right in your Amazon van, you finish your route. Now you just want to go home. You know, you had all your breaks and everything. You still got your work done. Now you just want to go home. Oh, you got to go rescue somebody. Because if they still out there, you can't go home. We can't have other people out there and you going home. Meanwhile, they taking their time to deliver packages, to finish their routes. They running up the clock just so they can have somebody come out there and help them. That's the type of shit that goes on in these delivery companies. The post office, when they was the worst. FedEx Ground. Well, FedEx Ground, I wasn't really sent to help anybody unless it was the holiday season. That's the only time they would ask me to do that. Like, I would finish all my stuff, and then they would tell me to go meet somebody, take their packages off their truck, whatever packages they want to give me, and I'll deliver those. And then with Amazon, it was the same thing. Now, I'm curious to see what UPS has to offer when it comes to that. Because 10 years ago, I tried to get into UPS, but you had to learn how to drive stick shift. You had to know how to drive stick shift, or else you couldn't pass the driving test. And I tried to take the driving test. I couldn't drive stick shift, and I didn't get the job. And a month after that, I wound up getting hired for the post office. And that's what happened. But I'm done with all these jobs, man. I'm done working for these companies. I'm too good of an employee. That's me. I'm too good of an employee. I'm always one of the best employees at every company I work for, but I have nothing to show for it. I put in all the hours, I put in all the hard work, and there's nothing to show for it. Nothing. I might have got 2 awards in all my years working at a company, and I was at one time I got an award. I was at SEPTA. One of the managers, he saw how I was making announcements on a train or whatever, and the next day I got called into the office and they gave me a standing ovation for my good customer service. I thought that was cool because I felt like nobody was acknowledging me, but somebody was watching. Prior to that, I was always told I was one of the fastest workers there at the post office, Amazon, or FedEx. I'm always one of the fastest workers, but I have nothing to show for it. Nothing. Nothing to show for it. Just stress, hair thinning, what you call it, a loss of weight, um, you name it, bad health, man. Bad health, just feeling drained. Every time you come home from work, you got a throbbing headache. A throbbing headache. And then you got to push yourself to go to the gym because you know you need to be out there working out so you can stay fit, so you can stay in shape. But it's like, damn, this can't be life. You mean to tell me this is what being a man's supposed to be? This is what it means to be a man? Like, is this really what it means to be a man? Get up. I mean, you gotta take care of your family as a man. Don't get me wrong. I understand that because you are the provider. But is this how we're supposed to live life? Or are we supposed to control our destiny? Are we supposed to control our future? You can't tell me that there's guys who are like bummed out, homeless, and starting Fortune 500 companies, becoming CEOs or whatever. I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I mean. Starting these big companies, creating these big brands, these big labels. You can't tell me that there's guys who are sleeping on park benches, homeless, sleeping in shelters or whatever, and they become millionaires. And all I'm doing here is just settling for a job, settling for a regular 9 to 5 just so I can pay bills. After you pay those bills, you got to pay them again next month. Like, what? This is life? If I want a vacation, I got to put in for it. If I want to spend 4 or 5 days out in Fort Lauderdale with my family, chill on the beach somewhere in Hollywood, I got to put in for it. And that's if it gets approved. That's if it gets approved. Or I want to go down to South Beach or drive 35 miles, 35 minutes from Fort Lauderdale to South Beach, Miami, and just chill out there for a little bit. Drive down A1A and just chill out. You know, do some sightseeing. Hang out on Collins Avenue, Ocean Drive. You know what I'm saying? Spend a couple days somewhere nice where the weather is treating you good. I only get that once or twice a year, or maybe once a year with the company that I'm working for. What kind of life is that? Like Exhibit said on that song when he was like, Exhibit ready to scrap, like Mike Tyson's with his license back, 9 to 5 type of living. What type of life is that? I was like, yo, yes. What type of life is that? And when I hear people, like, growing up, listening to a lot of these songs, I'm like, yo, why people be shitting on 9 to 5ers? Why they always making a joke when they rhyming and talking about I'm not a 9 to 5er, I don't punch a clock, or any of that shit? Now I understand why. Now I understand why they make fun about it or why they clown working a 9 to 5. If you love your 9 to 5 job and it suits you, stay with it. That's a blessing because you're probably doing something that you're passionate about. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. When it comes to 9 to 5, we need to draw that line when we talk about these 9 to 5s. We're not going to shit on people who love their 9 to 5 jobs. If you're somebody that love your 9 to 5 job, it's paying you what you want to get paid, and it's in the field that you love, and you one of those people that show up to that 9 to 5 and you smiling, you're not getting into any trouble, you the one that's good with the customers or whatever, or passengers, whatever type of job you got, stick with that job. You belong there. That's your calling. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't got nothing against that. I ain't got nothing against anybody that accepts their calling. Cool. If you don't like your 9 to 5, you shouldn't be there. You have to look for it. Your goal should be finding a way to capitalize or monetize off of what you love doing, what you love getting involved in. That's the only reason why I work for SEPTA. And SEPTA wasn't even like a 9 to 5 because like you had shift that started at 4 in the morning and ended at 12 in the afternoon. You had some shifts that started at 12 in the afternoon and ended at 8 at night or 9 o'clock at night. I worked a shift where I started at 1:55 in the afternoon and I was done like 10:30 at night. So SEPTA, I never considered SEPTA as a 9 to 5. And I love trains. Like, if you look at my first videos that I posted on this page, it was nothing but train content because that's where my heart is at. That's my true passion. I can talk about trains all day. I'm from New York. I grew up riding trains. I was born and raised riding trains, riding the subway. I know every subway line you can name in New York. What fleet they use, what line, ain't nothing I don't know about the New York City subway system. Long Island Railroad and Metro North Railroad alike. I even know about Amtrak trains. I know what, like, I'm a real 100% train buff. But aside from that, I go through life too. That's why I start making videos about life content, talking about life, because people need that. There's people out there that's going through life and they don't feel like they have a voice. As long as your vocal cords work, you got a voice. You got a voice. We all got voices. We just need to know how to use them. But yeah, my passion is trains. Hopefully I can find a way to capitalize or monetize off it, because I'm starting to feel guilty that I spent all this time on my train simulator game, and it's like I could be doing something with this, but it's like I'm just wasting free time. I mean, I love doing it, but at the same time, there's got to be a way that I can capitalize and monetize off of it. That's where my mindset is at now. Because I got a family. I got to support my family. And I don't want to make it about the money, but we're in a time right now where we do need money. Like, everybody's hurting for cash. Everybody I've spoken to in the last few weeks or days or whatever, like, everybody's going through something financially. A lot of people's hurting when it comes to money. That's just where we at right now. The economy, shit, all type of stuff is going on. Yeah, man. But follow your passion. If you have something that you're passionate about talk about it on YouTube. Make a YouTube page about it. See, what I did, I stopped posting train content on here. I wanted to make this page strictly about me, my life, and whatever I'm going through or whatever I've been through. I made another YouTube page about my train content. I post my train content on that page now. I post all my train content on there going forward. This YouTube page is strictly going to be about me, my truth, my life, what I've been through, what I'm going through, and all of that. That's where I'm at right now with this page. So I didn't turn my back on the train community or anything like that, or the rail fan community. I still watch train videos on my YouTube page, on this YouTube page. I'm still subscribed to a lot of rail fanners. I'm still subscribed to that content because that's where my heart is at. But at the same time, I have a passion for letting people know my story. Like, I have an interesting ass life. Like, my life is real interesting. For a guy that didn't win too much or achieve too much in life, I have an interesting life. That's what motivated me. That's what motivated me to start posting more on YouTube. And when I see somebody like Dodash, she really spoke to me, because her experiences as a woman is similar to mine as a man. Like, I went through the same experiences that she went through in the 9-to-5 arena. I went through all of that. Backbiting coworkers, bitter ass managers, you name it. Trying to get in certain rooms and people want to, they want to isolate you, and it's like once you leave, everybody's comfortable type shit because your energy is too strong. Yeah, I've been through that too. I've been through all of that. Being told that you're this, you're that, being forced to believe that you're an ugly person, that you're unattractive. Meanwhile, you got the baddest females looking at you, but your fucking ass listen to these dickheads who's insecure about themselves. So that bad chick that you didn't even have to approach, who was throwing herself at you or whatever, or looking your way, don't want to mess with you or have anything to say to you because you feel like you're less than. Women feed off of that. Not that I need these women because I'm married right now, but I'm just saying it's like I see that now. It's like, it's crazy. Damn. That's the energy I'm giving off? Wow. All because I let some bum ass dude feed my head with some shit that's not even true? or some female feed my head with some shit that's not even true. Now you got women talking about, oh, I want my man bald, with a beard, 6'2". I'm 6'3". And it's like, that's so you mean to tell me I'm the prototype? Oh, he gotta be bald. He gotta have a nice. My beard ain't the best right now. I gotta trim it up a little bit. But you gotta have a beard. He gotta be more than 6 feet. All these females talking about. They want a guy that's 6 feet and over. Like somebody that's under 6 feet can't provide them a nice life and take care of them. But women say one thing and they do the other. It's okay. I ain't even gonna get into that. I don't want to be that guy. To be honest with you, I don't want to be that guy. One of them guys that's on my YouTube page talking about modern women. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's too weak. I think that's soft. If I'm gonna talk about a modern woman, I want to talk to that modern woman, and we're gonna have like a decent conversation. I'm not gonna throw any shade or throw any insults to you. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk. That's the type of guy I want to be. That's the type of guy I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna be Kevin Samuels. No disrespect to him. I like Kevin Samuels. I like what he was trying to do because I understood his mission. I understood his purpose. I know what he was trying to do, but he had to do it in a certain type of way to bring everybody's attention to his page. That's why he did it the way he was doing it. But I don't want to be him. I don't want to be that guy that spends most of his time on the social media platform talking about modern women. Because at the end of the day, when there's a modern woman, there's a modern man. A lot of you men are just as fucked up as these women. Be honest and look at yourself and say that shit. Y'all are just as fucked up as these women. And at the end of the day, these women had fathers. They ain't just born out their mom with no dad. Their dads probably weren't in their lives, but these women were created. How the fuck some of you guys got daughters? You had sex with their mom. And their moms gave birth to them. These women didn't just come from nowhere. So I'm not going to jump on the modern women train. That's not going to be Jamal Nichols. Don't look for that over here. If you ever see me talking about a modern woman, I'm talking to that modern woman, and we're going to have a conversation. Because I'm not one of them type of dudes that's going to sit up here arguing with females online. That ain't going to be me. Nope. Not doing it. That's too soft. Anything that's going to make me weak as a man, I don't want to get involved in it. Life is hard, yes, but I got to fight. I'm not going to take the easy route. I'm done doing that. I've been taking the easy route for the last decade. I'm not doing that. It's time we have some real conversations up in this bitch. It's time we have real conversations as men. Stop the passive aggressive. I hate passive aggressive. Stop the passive aggressive shit. As a man, it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel. You don't gotta act on your emotions, but it's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel low sometimes. Because you know how your life's supposed to be, but it's not where it's supposed to be. And it's okay to not like that. It's okay to feel bad about that. It's okay to feel as a man. Any guy that's talking about, man, fuck your feelings, get to work, hit the gym, shut the fuck up. I hate guys that say shit like that. Y'all sound so dumb. Because y'all be some of the same dudes in the gym that get offended when you trying to record a video and another nigga walk past your camera by accident. Or you in the mirror. Like I had a situation a couple weeks ago when I went to Planet Fitness where you had this dude, he was working out and he was in front of the mirror. And I seen that he was in front of the mirror, so I stepped to the side. And mind you, I went in front of a bench that he was sitting at, not knowing that he was sitting at that bench. Like one of them benches that you sit down on so you can lift the weights. I didn't know he was using that bench. But I went in front of that bench while he was on the side. He was standing up in the mirror. He had one of them weights. He had one of them dumbbells that you lift. One of them barbells that you lift with both hands. Not the single dumbbells, but like one of them long barbells that you lift. And he had to stand it up. He was doing some type of workout, but I was standing in front of a bench, not knowing that he was sitting there. And I'm lifting my weights. I'm not caring about nobody. Not saying I was being an asshole or anything, but like I was intentional that day. I got up, I dropped my daughters off at the daycare at school, went to Planet Fitness. I said, you know what, let me get this workout in, man. Let me get back in the zone. I need to start training my body again. Let me get back to it. And I was in an okay mood, you know what I'm saying? I got my weights, I picked up my weights. I'm not looking at anybody who's watching me. I'm here to work out. I'm here to do this. I came here to train. I came here to get fit, exercise. And that triggered me. That shit did trigger me because I felt like he was triggered by the energy that I had. And mind you, dude looked like he had, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a little bit in shape. He looked like he's doing his thing. But it's like his insecurity started to erupt. I'm not as fit as you, but you got a problem. You don't like the way how I'm feeling myself. I'm lifting the weights. I'm not struggling. I'm lifting them the right way, the way I'm supposed to. I look like I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm in the zone. He ain't like that. He didn't like that. That's what I'm talking about, man. So a lot of them guys talking about, oh, shut up. Nobody give a fuck about your feelings. Oh, everybody going through some shit. Man, go somewhere. If you're going through some shit, why don't you start a fucking social media platform and talk about what you're going through? But one thing I'm not going to tolerate is these men, when there's a guy out there expressing himself, venting about his frustrations about life, and you got this dickhead over here talking about, oh, stop complaining, bro. Everybody's going through hard times. Yes, okay, but I'm going through this. I'm going through this, and I'm talking about it. I'm expressing it. I'm venting about it. If that man is going through that, let that man talk about whatever he's going through. I'm talking about this. Yeah, haters gonna hate, man. It's true. They're gonna hate. And they're gonna keep hating. And all that time they spend hating, they can be building themselves up. Like, you worried about a guy that's not as fit about you standing in front of a mirror so you could sit down and look at yourself. And mind you, when he asked me, oh, bro, can you move over? Because I'm sitting right here. I'm like, I didn't know you were sitting right here. I was, you know what I'm saying? I saw you over there. You was working out. So I stepped to the side so you can do your thing because I'm not going to be an asshole and trying to get in your way. I know when you in the gym, we want to look at ourselves in the mirror because I want to look at myself in the mirror to see what I'm doing. So I moved, you know what I'm saying? I got out his way. But he wanted me to move from the chair that he was sitting in front of. You wasn't even sitting there when I was over there. And now you want to sit here? And I'm like, when I came over here, you wasn't sitting here. That's why I was right there. But if you want me to move, I'll move. If it'll make you feel better, my guy. If it'll make you feel better, I'll move over so you can look at yourself. I'm going to let you feel more like a man. You don't feel like a man, so I'll let you feel more like a man. Let me give you your confidence back. Go ahead, look at yourself. There you go. And he said, it's cool. That's what he turned around and said. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm done now. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. Because he was trying to tell me I couldn't go back to where I was. Like, you ain't controlling shit over here. No, I'm going to stand right here. I'm at where I'm at. You ain't got to tell me I can go back. He said, no, I'm good. I'm staying right here. And he went somewhere else. And I think he left after that because he know he played himself. We need to be more honest with ourselves, man. Be a man and say that you got insecurities. Be a man and say, because once you do that shit, they're going to start to go away. Once a man is brave enough to admit his weakness, that's when that weakness starts to drift away. Once you as a man is not afraid to admit your weakness, that's when your weakness starts to go away. Whatever your weakness is. Once you're able to say, hey, this is my weakness. I'm weak in this area. That's when that shit starts to go away. Slowly but surely it's going to start to go, it's going to start to go away. And that's real. So don't look at no man funny because he ain't afraid to tell you his weakness, or he ain't afraid to say he's hurting, or he's starting to feel emotional, or this and that. That's a strong dude, because once a man tells you his weakness, no, that shit ain't a weakness anymore. Because he's at a point where he accepted it and now he can deal with it. Once a man admits his weakness, it ain't a weakness anymore. And that's real. I'll be telling people, like, don't underestimate me. If I tell you this is my weakness or I have a weakness, just know that shit isn't considered a weakness anymore. The weakness was not being brave enough to admit that I had a weakness to begin with. That was the real weakness, not the said thing. The weakness was not being brave enough to admit that I even had a weakness. But that's when the growth starts. That's when you start to grow. When you're able to admit that this is where I'm weak at. Like, I'm not afraid to come on here and say, like, for the last decade and some change, I've believed a lie about myself that's not true. I believe something about myself that isn't true. So now we got to do some programming. We got to turn on a different switch now. You've been on. But for those of y'all who's watching, I appreciate y'all watching.